welcome to Module 3. In this module, you will learn how to leverage content marketing and LinkedIn groups to attract prospects. Yes, that's right. I said attract, meaning they will reach out to you. In the previous module, you learned all about how to grow your network and reach out to your ideal prospects. So now we are reversing things a bit. You'll have a proven strategy for creating content that converts readers into prospects and increases your authority through expert positioning. Remember when I said when I first started out, I had no credibility since I had a brand new business that I was trying to grow? Well, if that's you, here's how you can show your prospects your credibility and expertise even if you don't have any client results to share. This is how I got my first LinkedIn client when I first started out. You will learn how to use group discussions to generate leads and how to leverage the Who's Viewed Your Profile feature to turn profile views into prospects. So let's dive right in and start attracting prospects to you now. Hello and welcome back to today's lesson where we're going to be talking about how to find the right groups to join on LinkedIn. Now, groups are one of the most powerful strategies that you can use to network on LinkedIn, so it's very important to pay very close attention and take action on all the lessons in this module. In the previous module, we talked about how to find people on LinkedIn using the advanced search and also ways like mining your competitors' connections and the connections of your influencers in your industry as we did in the previous lesson. Now, this module is all going to be about leveraging content in groups to get business, to show your authority and expertise in groups and connect with additional people, and also how to have people connect with you, because up to this point, you're the one that's been doing all the reaching out to connect with your ideal prospects, but now we're going to be talking about how to attract them to reach out to you and then use their connection requests on you. So pay very close attention to all the lessons in this module. Take action because there's going to be some very powerful stuff that we're going to be going over. So today you're going to learn how to find the right groups for your target audience. And also we're going to talk about following the group rules because that's very important. You don't want to get kicked out of a group or get marked as spam because that could also hurt your abilities to network in all your other groups. So let's get right to it. So here we are back on the group section of LinkedIn, and all I did is go to interests and then go into groups. So I'm a member of 52 groups. Now, LinkedIn only allows you to be a member of up to 50 groups. So you might be saying, well, Jimena, then how the heck are you part of 52 groups? Well, you can be part of 50 main groups and also 50 subgroups. So those are subgroups that I'm also a member of, and so that's why I'm over my 50 limit. But once you reach your 50 group limit and you try to join another group, LinkedIn will actually block you from joining and say, hey, you've reached your maximum. And cool thing about joining groups is that joining a group actually grows your network. So it's an instant way to gain more visibility within LinkedIn and also be able to be found by more of your prospects and allow you to get more search results because everybody in a group becomes your second degree connection. In some groups that I'm in, for example, there's this group right here, where is it, social media marketing, that has almost 1 million members. So just joining this group alone increases your second degree connections by 1 million. That's huge. So the larger the groups that you're in, the better, because it's going to grow your visibility within LinkedIn. And also the larger groups tend to be a lot more active. There's a lot more of your prospects in there. So you really want to join the groups that have your target audience and that have a good amount of people. So if a group has under 1,000 people, then it's probably not that active yet. It's just getting started. So you might want to join that one later on once it actually takes off. So what kind of groups do you want to go into? Well, what most people do is they'll go into groups that have their peers in it, right? So for example, let's say that you are a personal injury attorney, you might join a bunch of groups about personal injury, and that's fine. And you definitely should join some groups that are in your industry so you can keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on industry-wise, and you can go in there and network with other individuals that are like you and even mastermind. That's very valuable stuff, but we're talking about lead generation. So if we're going to generate leads, we don't want to be next to a bunch of competitors. We want to be where your prospects are. So now let's say that your prospects are, for example, marketing directors or chief marketing officers. So I can go up here and I want to specify groups, and I'm going to put CMO. And I'm going to hit search. And so now we get all these groups that have the target audience CMOs in them. See, this one has CEOs and a bunch of different C-level executives, chief marketing officer network. This would probably be a really great one to join. So now what I want to do is I want to find out more information about this group. Now this group allows me to see the discussions that are being posted in, and not every group is going to allow this. Some groups are private, so you won't see this information, but this group is an open group, so you are able to see this when you click on the group. Now, if I want to find out more information about this group, I just click on this right here, and it takes me to the About page of this group. And it doesn't give me a ton of information. Now, this is something that LinkedIn recently changed. Before, you used to be able to hit, there was a little eye up here, and it used to give you group demographics and a bunch of statistics that actually looked really cool so that you can really decide if you wanted to join that group. I am not sure why LinkedIn took that away, but it's no longer there, and this is all we have. So this is what you have as of today. But we can see, who owns the group. We can click on his name. We can see other people that manage the group. We can see the group website, and then we can also see the group rules. Now, it's very important to take notice of the group rules, because if you consistently not follow the group rules and you get moderated, when people moderate you in one group, you're moderated in all groups. So for about a couple of weeks, you won't be able to post anything in any groups until the moderation goes off. And so if that happens enough, you get kicked out of groups and things like that. So you want to just stay clear of that. You want to follow the rules of the group. That way you can continue to stay active and network with people in there. Otherwise, it's just going to hinder your abilities to generate leads using these strategies. So now let's take a look at the group rules. So we're going to click on that. And here it tells us everything that we can and cannot do. So it says, please post interesting, thought-provoking questions and ideas. Provide an introduction to anything you're posting and why you think it's relevant. Links to articles without an intro don't open up to post larger discussion and can be construed as an attempt to generate traffic for that particular site. If you're going to link an article, do so in the optional details section of the post. So they allow you to post links, but you got to follow the rules here. Do not post advertisements or promotions. No group is really going to allow you to do that, or they're going to move you to the promotion section of the group. Do not make personal attacks or use overly offensive language. Okay, that's good. Not post URL shorteners with links within the full URL. And lastly, do not flag comments because you disagree with them. Only do so if the post is abusive or offensive. Okay, perfect. So what I do, and this is something I have my VAs do, is here's a sheet that we keep of the groups that we are posting content in. And so we take a note of, does it have group rules? If it doesn't have group rules, we go ahead and post our links in there. Unless the moderator says something, then we come back here and say does not allow. And so you see here, does it allow links to be posted and does not allow links to be posted. Some group rules will say, please do not post any links. You have to just keep all the discussions within the group. And then we look at the articles that have been posted and where they've been posted, whether it's pending or got moved to promotions. So that's a sheet that I'm going to give you guys so that you can also keep track of your group rules, because you want to just be posting your links in groups that actually allow it. And later on, we're going to be talking about why that's important, because that's a way that you can generate free traffic from LinkedIn. And a lot of group owners know this, so that's why some group owners just don't allow any links at all in their groups, but some do. Everybody's different. Now, one thing to note, if you, for example, if I hit join this group, and let's say a week goes by and I'm still pending, the great thing that LinkedIn gives you who's the owner and who's the manager, because I can just reach out to these people and say, hey, I've been trying to join your group, but you haven't allowed me in. Can you please allow me to come in your group? I'm really looking forward to providing value. And a lot of times, just sending that message, they will go in there and approve the group. Sometimes these people get busy. They don't have time to come in here and moderate the group, so they don't accept the request to join right away. However, if you do that and you still don't get in the group, then that probably means that group owner is not very active in moderating that group. So that's probably not a group you're going to want to be in anyways if there's not a lot going on. So if something stays pending, you've reached out to the moderators and the owner and nothing's happening, just move on and find another group. But what you always want to do, you want to make sure that you're finding groups where your target audience is located in. So if your target audience is chief marketing officers, you definitely want to be in this group, and you want to go back to your search and find more groups that have CMOs in them. And so that you don't lose your search results, I always just like to right click and open the group in a new tab. It just works a lot better, because if I hit over here, join, or anything like that, then I'm going to lose my search results and have to come up here and do it again. So it's just kind of a pain in the butt. Also, think about interests that your prospects might have. And so that's something that you have to do some research. For example, if your prospects are interested in investing, then you might want to find investing groups. If your prospects are interested in, for example, law of attraction, there are some law of attraction groups on LinkedIn. So there's groups for just about anything. So be creative. Go where your prospects are in, that is obvious, but also try to find interests that your target audience might have, where you can find more prospects there and perhaps less competitors going after those prospects, because people definitely know about this strategy. They want to join groups where their prospects are. And so, the less competition you have, the more creative you can be about where you find your prospects, the better. And then there's over 2 million groups on LinkedIn, so there's plenty of options there. Now let's take a look at what to do next. So now that you know who are your perfect prospects, go out there and search for groups where they might be hanging out in. Max out your groups to 50, because this is going to help your visibility. Remember, find the larger groups that you possibly can that still have your target audience in them, and max it out, because we want to be as visible as possible on LinkedIn. And then you're going to go ahead and earn your badge for taking these actions. Now, in the next lesson, we're going to be talking about how to leverage content and promoting that in these groups. This is why we're joining the right groups, and we're taking a note of where we can post links and where we can't, so that we can go to the next lesson and really start leveraging the content that you have and driving traffic to your website, driving profile views, and getting you more organically. So now that you're going to be attracting people to you versus making the first step and reaching out like we did in the previous module. I'll see you on the next lesson.